Hey everyone, it's Callie. Today I want to talk to you guys about my favorite series to ever exist, Soul Eater. So this series is my favorite because it was the first one that I watched, it was the first one that I read, and I just genuinely love the art and the story that's going on in this one. There's 25 volumes in the manga. This is the first volume. It's completely finished at this point. There's also about 52 episodes in the anime. It's broken up into 3 parts. So all of that is out. I don't believe they're ever going to make any more because they concluded that. The anime and the manga differ slightly towards the end, but generally the overall story and vibe is all there either way you go. Obviously the manga came first, so if you want to know like the actual ending, you might want to go that way. But both were very good. I enjoyed them both. I actually watched it and then read it. So I love the art in this series, and it's super cool to see the way that they look in the beginning is completely different. I mean, obviously they look like they're by the same artist, they look like the same characters, but the maturing of Atsushi Okubo, like through this series, art-wise, and the way he matured the characters is amazing. I also have 2 art books that are Soul Eater art books, and I would love to share those with you guys someday. They're at my home, not here at school where I am at right now, so I'll have to get back to you on those if you would love to see them. I would love to share them with you. So Soul Eater follows weapons and meisters. So this is Maka and that's Soul. Soul's a weapon and Maka is a meister. So weapons are people who turn into weapons. They turn into different kinds of weapons, scythes, swords, pistols, all sorts of different things. And the meisters are just the people who wield those weapons. So yes, they are all people ultimately at the end of the day. But this series is really good. It makes me think of Halloween. It's a little spooky, but it's definitely not scary. Spooky, not scary, you know, as they say. Actually, I think that was like a Hulu section once, and I was just like, cool, I'm down for this because I hate scary, but I like spooky. But this series follows Maka and Soul, who I pointed out, Maka and Soul, and then it also follows Death the Kid, which is on my shirt right now, Death the Kid, and he has 2 pistols. They're sisters, Liz and Patty. And then there's Black Star and his weapon, Tsubaki. She is kind of a multi-use weapon, so she's a sword, she's a shuriken, she's a couple other things. But the goal of these weapons and meisters, they come to this academy that is actually, the principal or the guy over the school is actually Lord Death, who is like quite literally the Grim Reaper or Death himself. Death the Kid on my shirt is his son. Technically he's kind of like a fragment of him, but his son essentially. And so it's really fun. It's about them kind of learning, you know, how to be better, how to get better. There's a professor there, Professor Stein, and he is like the coolest professor there. I love him. But there's a lot of cool characters in here, and I think that they're all very relatable in different ways. So kind of like the conflict to begin with is that they're trying to become a death weapon, which would be a weapon that can be actually wielded by Death himself. So they have to have 99 Kishin egg souls or bad souls, and then 1 witch's soul. So witches are the enemy in this universe. And they end up going to fight a witch, and so that's kind of a funny battle to start off with. It's very fun. I don't want to get too into spoilers. I don't want to ruin it for you guys. I really hope that I pique your interest, and I really want you to go and check it out for yourself. You know, there's a lot of different main conflicts in there. There's definitely a big witch enemy. There's another Kishin enemy, like just a bad enemy. So there's a lot of different things going on in this series, but I think, you know, there's a lot of action, but there's also a lot of really good connections, really good moments, and it's also got a little bit of comedy in it. Like, I definitely laugh a lot in there. But I want to answer a few questions for you guys. So if I were to be a weapon or a meister, which would I be? I would be a weapon because I think that that would be so cool. I would like to be a scythe, I think. I think that would be like a fun weapon to turn into. I would be like the coolest kid on the block. But definitely I think I would be a weapon. Let's see, who's my favorite character? My favorite character, when I watched it, my favorite character was Soul, or maybe Professor Stein, because he's insane, but probably Soul. And then when I read it, Death the Kid was actually one of my favorites that stood out to me. I just love the direction he goes in. I think it's very interesting, and I definitely was like really feeling him. So, but definitely, you know, my favorite characters throughout the series are Stein, Death the Kid, and Soul. If you watch the series, I think you're probably gonna think that Death the Kid and Black Star are super annoying. If I had to choose a least favorite character, who's my least favorite character, you ask? Well, thanks for asking. I would say Black Star. He gets on my nerves, but he does have a lot of redeeming qualities throughout, and I think that he means well. He's just annoying while he does it. So, you might not love them, but I hope that you would stick through it anyways, just for all of the good plot points, and definitely read it. I think the pacing is good, the art is amazing, and I just adore this series to the moon and back. So yeah, I would love to know what you guys think. If you've read this series, watch this series, let me know what you guys think, and you know, if you haven't checked it out, go check it out, and then let me know what you think after you have. And I'd love to hear from you guys, so comment below, let me know. You know, answer my questions for yourself. Would you be a weapon or a Meister? Who's your favorite character? And ask any other questions you might have. I love this series. I'd love to talk about it all day long. So, yeah, so definitely, you know, let's chat about it. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. See ya!